infrastructure, right? That's all we invest in, which is a revenue-generating positive investment in the country. So if you think about the 105 countries that we have as shareholders, you know exactly from the name of the institution where we're targeting. 85% intentionally of our investment is infrastructure into Asia. So of course, irrespective of the economic cycle, irrespective of an investment cycle, infrastructure is that investment that you have to carry on doing, right? So
I understand.
It's an absolute priority of the institution. It's a priority of our owners.
And something that governments all over the world are focused on, especially in this part of the region. And I know that what you're saying is important because infrastructure spending comes with a multiplier effect, which obviously helps in boosting growth. But rates are going up, right? And from that perspective, we're seeing a lot of countries in this part of the world being distressed, starting with Sri Lanka, Pakistan. You know, there's a fair amount of distress in the region. And how are you dealing with that? How are you contending with that right now?
So if you think about the structure of the bank, we've got 105 shareholders, country shareholders that gave us $100 billion. That generates 3 AAA ratings from S&P, Moody's and Fitch. What that tells you is that we can access the cheapest possible financing at the tightest possible credit spreads. And because we have a cooperative banking model for our sovereign clients, we're able to pass that direct benefit onto them for infrastructure projects. Now, the goal of the bank is to be, by 2030, 50% lending to sovereign clients in this region, 50% lending to the private sector. Because the reality is, although we're incredibly well funded with $100 billion of capital, if you think...
A lot of that coming from China?
Some of it comes from China, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. What it tells you is almost all of the members of G7, G10, G20 are owners and supporters of the AIB. Now, the challenge of infrastructure in this region is whether it's a $3 trillion gap or a $5 trillion gap, the way that we address the issues that you're rightly asking about is you have to involve the private sector. Because $100 billion of capital